There's one team in the NBA that has a really bleak future ahead of them, and that is the Sacramento Kings. I'm not feeling too good about them. They got a couple nice pieces. You got De'Aaron Fox and Tyrese Halliburton and a couple other young guys, but really, like, this team's got to make quite a few moves before they can do anything. So, we're going to rebuild them here in 2K, but before we get in that video, as always, please subscribe to the channel, drop a like in today's video, and comment. Get these videos pushed out to more people because that's been happening lately, and I need your help. Please help me do that. But anyways, yeah, we got De'Aaron Fox. And then it's Harrison Barnes, who's a fine player, but he's already 28 years old. Richaun Holmes, he's a fine player. He's 27. Whiteside is literally 31 years old. And is he really like a person to build around? Probably not. And then we got Tyrese Halliburton, who's been a beast as a rookie. Marvin Bagley, underperforming ever since he entered the league. Buddy Hield. There was a time when Buddy Hield was considered to be close to being an all-star. Right now, definitely not. So we got a lot of work to do. And I think the best way we do is just blowing it up this year and tanking and trying to get a star player in the draft to build around. And we're probably going to trade our big contracts like Harrison Barnes, trade some of the first-year guys, trade like Buddy Hield. Just try and save a lot of money. We're going to hopefully draft someone and sign someone, and we should be in a much better spot. But I got to keep our pick this year, so we'll trade Harrison Barnes. We'll throw a second in, and we'll see what we can get. I'm just looking for maybe a young player and some cap relief. That's all I'm looking for, but we'll see if we can find anything. Okay, so Mitchell Robinson looks like he's the best option. He's a good player, and he's cheap, so that's all we need to do there. So I gotta also trade Buddy Hield. I'm gonna take pretty much whatever deal I can get for Buddy Hield at this point. He's getting older too. He's 27. Eventually, he's gonna start regressing. So I just want to find something that's gonna save me money. That's all I need to do with Buddy Hield. Okay, so I think we're going to make this trade. We're going to bring in Davis Bertans, who we can flip in the offseason and maybe get something decent for, but I don't have a great player coming back, which is good because I don't want to have a really good lineup. So the last thing I think is just trading anybody that's like on a one-year deal maybe that they're expiring, you know, like Richaun Holmes. Probably going to look and see what we can get for him because, you know, he is a solid player. But I have my center of the future in Mitchell Robinson, so we just got to see what we can get for Richaun Holmes here. Okay, I wasn't really planning on doing this, but I think I might take this Chris Boucher trade because I think he can be our power forward, and I think he would fit really nicely next to Mitchell Robinson. So I'm thinking about it. I'm not 100% sure. I got to look at the rest of the trade offers, but this one intrigues me a ton. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to take this trade. The thing with this one is it makes us a lot better this year, but I'm going to set my rotation to where it probably doesn't really matter because I want to tank this year. And I think with this team, we're not going to be too great. So I feel pretty solid about this. I'm going to set the rotation, make sure that we are doing what we need to. I might give it like a 12-man rotation for Luke Walton here. And we'll just let him go to work. Hopefully then we have enough money to do what we need to do because I don't think that our salary cap's too bad. I don't think that we're, going to be struggling in the offseason. Our biggest contract, is going to be De'Aaron Fox next year. But we got a bunch of money coming off the books. Okay, I feel pretty good about this. I'm going to simulate this season. Hopefully we tank, get towards the bottom of the league, get a star player, and that's all I can ask for. So I will see you guys at the end of the year. Okay, season is over. I'm pretty sure we're the worst team in the league, or dang close to it. So here are all the awards if you guys want to take a peek. I don't really care about them. We're not going to have anybody in any All-NBA teams or anything like that because we sucked. We do have Tyrese Halliburton on rookie second team, though, so that's cool. All right, so we do not make the playoffs, obviously. It says we're the 15th seed, so that bodes pretty well for getting a high draft pick if I know the odds correctly. But here are all the points, stats, and everything. 26 from De'Aaron's cool. Bagley was 16, so maybe he can be a piece of this future, or maybe we can trade him. We might have a little bit of trade value. I don't know. I'm going to simulate the playoffs, though. I don't really care who wins because we're going to try and beat them within the next couple of years. It was the Magic. Wow, they were the 6th seed, and they went on to beat the Lakers in 5 games in the finals. Shout out Vucevic. Okay, so draft lottery. Where are our picks going to be? Because we got to be projected number 1. And we get number 1. Let's go. We're getting our star player. I don't know who that's going to be yet because Cade Cunningham is like a point guard. And I have my point guard and Halliburton, who's a shooting guard, I guess, but he's like a point guard too. So I don't really need a third point guard, but you know what? If he's the best player, we might just have to do it. Also, Luke Walton is gone. I'm going to get a new head coach in here because that just is not it. So we hired Steven Silas to be our head coach, and we need a new trainer. We'll see if we can bring in David Clark. Hopefully that's enough to make him come in. It was. Okay, perfect. So we're good there. I'm going to go to the draft. We're going to see who we can take with the number 1 overall pick because, boy, we better get someone good. All right, so this trade popped up before I even took our first overall pick. And I think I'm going to make this trade because Jeremy Grant's contract's pretty small for how high of overall he is. And then we can just trade DeLon Wright, too, if we need money in free agency. So we made that trade. And now we're going to resume the draft. Who are we going to take at number 1? Cade Cunningham. He looks to be the best prospect here. I don't need a center. I could use a small forward. Cade Cunningham's what, 6'8"? Man, could I run him at the small forward? I might be able to. Or should we just get Jalen Green and run him at the small forward? Oh, man. And we could get Kuminga, too. He is a small forward / power forward. I just feel like not taking Cade Cunningham is a mistake. So we're going to take Cade, and that's all we're going to do. Hopefully that was the right move. He's a 79. Kuminga's a 70. Okay, so we'll see what we can do with that. We will see what we can do with that. 2K's weird. Like, we might be able to get Cade Cunningham up, actually better overall at the small forward. But we're gonna make sure we accept options on Robinson, Boucher, Justin James, Jeffries. I don't really care about those guys, to be honest, and I'm not accepting $12 million on Corey Joseph. So let's go to qualifying offers. Kyle Guy, sure, you can have your qualifying offer. All right, so Kawhi Leonard's here, and we don't have quite enough money. But I want to go to the roster and see what happens here. So, Cade Cunningham, small forward, he's at 83. That is clutch. Okay, so we need to trade somebody to free up enough money to get, okay, Kawhi. So, DeLon Wright, $8 million. We will see you later. We're going to try and get Kawhi Leonard in here. All right, so we're just going to get this Bulls pick. And now do we have enough money to get Kawhi? We don't have enough money yet. Wow. So maybe I need to trade Jeremy Grant. Maybe it's not worth having him under contract for that much money. We'll look into trading Jeremy Grant here and see what we can get. All right, Michael Porter Jr. is a guy. We got to throw in a couple first. We get Gary Harris back. We're going to flip Gary Harris for whatever saves us the most money, because then I might have enough money to sign Kawhi Leonard, which would be like the clutchest thing ever. We get a first round pick and stuff. I'm going to look through these offers and see what we got to do. We're taking the pick from the Knicks. Why not? Okay. So we should have enough money for Kawhi now. So I want to throw him as much possible. Player option, no trade clause. Are we at the top or even close to it? We are not. We're second. Okay. Well, then we'll throw, should we throw DeMar one? He's 32. Should we throw Drummond one? John Collins, he's restricted. I think we'll just throw DeMar one and then try and flip him. So we'll throw him like 35 million. See if he takes that. So we do get DeMar DeRozan in here. That's perfect. Kawhi's going back with the Clippers. So we'll get DeMar to sign. All right, he signed. And now who can we afford? Derrick Rose. We can afford Derrick Rose? Okay. Because we can flip Derrick Rose also. Yeah, we're going to take Derrick Rose in here. Hopefully he accepts that. He does accept that. And then we can throw Bjelica contract again. He was already on the team. Why not? And then maybe another wing like Langston Galloway or something. Oh, shoot. All right, perfect. And I think we're good there. I'm going to simulate through the rest of this. Hopefully this team is set because I think that we're going to be pretty good. I got a few trades to make, and then it's going to turn out really nicely for us. But here's the player progression. We got De'Aaron Fox at an 87. MPJ's at an 86. Mitchell Robinson's at 84. DeMar goes down to an 84. We'll switch his position, and we'll trade him. He should be pretty good. Get us something good in return. All right, so I feel pretty solid about this team. I'm not even going to lie. I'm going to send some people to training camps. We're going to make some trades. We're going to get into season number 2, and we should be in contention for a top seed in the Western Conference. Okay, so I want to keep Fox and Halliburton in this entire video, but pretty much anybody else can be traded if I think I need to. So first off, we're going to go and try and trade DeMar DeRozan, but we got to put him at the small forward first because that's more of his realistic position anyway. So let's trade DeMar. $35 million, and we got some picks. So we'll give you our pick, and we will give you, let's give him the Knicks pick. Let's get the best possible return here. Paul George, that's a pretty dang good return. I'm going to look through all these and see who's out there, but Paul George is looking pretty nice. Yeah, so we're going to go Paul George and Zubac here. So Zubac's going to be like our backup big. Paul George is going to be our starting small forward because he's like a 90 overall then. They want Cade Cunningham starting over him. Wow, we have way too many small forwards, so we're probably going to have to trade either Cunningham or Porter Jr. and see if we can get something for him. Because there's no reason Paul George should be a sixth man, so we got to figure out what we're going to do there. All right, Cade Cunningham is getting traded for Mikal Bridges and DeAndre Ayton. We're also throwing in Boucher. That's fine. We got Ayton and Bridges coming to the team. And that is a really good lineup there. I'm going to trade Mitchell Robinson now, too, because I need some shooting next to Ayton, because Ayton's not a shooter. So I want to get get a shooter at the power forward, and I don't want to put either of those two there. So we're going to throw a couple seconds with Mitchell Robinson and see if there's a solid power forward option. All right, so Sabonis can shoot a little bit, right? And definitely better than Mitchell Robinson. We're throwing in Derrick Rose, but we're getting Sabonis. We're going to put him next to Ayton. And we got Michael Porter Jr. off the bench. We got Mikal Bridges off the bench. I might flip Bridges just because he is on the last year of his contract, I think. I believe he is. Let me make sure of that. Because I have to sign a lot of people then. We're going to trade Bridges. And we'll throw... Actually, we'll just do it like this. We'll throw in a second-round pick, and we'll see what we can get for him. Hopefully, we can get something that's not like a small forward. Maybe we can get a backup power forward or a shooting guard or something. All right, so this trade doesn't make a ton of sense because, obviously Mikal Bridges is better than Cam Reddish. But Cam Reddish has another year on his contract, which is good for us. And he is a shooting guard, which we need off the bench anyway. So I just need to get a power forward and a backup point guard, and we're sitting pretty good. But this starting lineup is ridiculous. So let's find a power forward. Let's find a backup point guard, and let's get into season number 2 and see if we can win a championship. We're going to bring in Mo Wagner. He is going to be our backup power forward. I'm going to change his position to that quick and see what he becomes, because I bet he's like an 80 or something. He is an 81. Okay, perfect. So I just need a backup point guard. I don't know who we're going to be able to get, but we have a really good point guard already, so it doesn't matter too much. But we got to get somebody better than Edmund Sumner to be our 10th man. So we'll figure out who that is. And it looks like that player is TJ McConnell. So welcome to the team, TJ. We will put you on the bench as our 10th man. We're going to drop that bench utilization down because we don't need to be running that much. So, yeah. Starters can run most of the minutes. And this is where we're at. Fox, Halliburton, Paul George, Domantas Sabonis, DeAndre Ayton. Then we have Michael Porter Jr., Mo Wagner, Ivica Zubac, Cam Reddish, TJ McConnell. Okay, I just want to make sure that I'm not screwing myself in next year's free agency if I have to re-sign a bunch of people. So I'm going to take a look at the contracts and everything that we have on the books, see how we're looking, but I think we should be fine. Okay, so we just have to basically re-sign Michael Porter Jr., DeAndre Ayton this offseason, but I'm thinking of looking at what we can get for Paul George just because he does make $40 million, and if we can get something decent for him, that's maybe a little bit cheaper just to make sure we're good next offseason if we need to be. All right, so there was no trade worth making. So we are going to simulate this year. We're going to see how we do. I feel pretty good about it. I don't even know what system I ran, but they're doing fine right now, so we're probably going to keep it. I will see you guys at the end of season number 2, and I think we're ready for a championship. All right, our season is over. It looks like we're the #1 team in the league, so we should be well on our way to a championship. Cade Cunningham, Rookie of the Year, shout out to him. We traded him away, but it is what it is. Do we have any Sacramento Kings on any All-NBA teams? All-NBA first and second team, no. Third team, no. Rookie teams, or defensive teams, no. And I don't think we have any rookies. So, #1 team in the league doesn't get anybody. It's a little suspect if you ask me, but we're pretty much just like stacked, so I don't really care. These are the statistics. We got 20, 19 from Paul George, 16, 15, 15, 10, 8, 8. Okay, we're doing pretty well. We got the Denver Nuggets here, who I just rebuilt the other day, so go check that out on my channel. But we got the Nuggets, and I feel pretty good about beating this team. So let's simulate this game by game and see if we can't take this whole round. 1-1, up 2-1, tied 2-2, up 3-2, tied 3-3. You have got to be kidding me. We are not going out in round 1. Are you kidding me? I blame Paul George. I blame Paul George. There's no other explanation for it. 76ers win the whole thing. We got to come back next year. Wow, that is disappointing. I don't think we have a draft pick at all. No, we won't. We traded them all away. Okay, so staff signing, assistant GM, we got to bring in someone. So we are going to bring in Owen Masters. Hopefully he accepts this. He can have all the money. I don't care. All right, so NBA draft, we have nothing. Just make sure with the rookie signing. But let's get into team player options and see who we can bring back. We're going to accept Halliburton and Reddish and Zubac and Ramsey, sure. And then qualifying offers, we're going to extend them to all 4 of these guys. Why not? Doesn't matter too much. So in free agency, Luka's here. Obviously, he's restricted. Steph Curry's here. He's unrestricted, but we don't have any money whatsoever. But I'm going to try and trade Paul George for something else because I blame him for the playoff loss. It's not really his fault, but he's not known to be a great playoff player. So we'll see what's out there for him. I'm going to look through all these offers and try and find the best one. All right, we're going with a Brandon Ingram trade. Why not? That works out really well for us. And now I just want to make sure we bring back Michael Porter Jr. and DeAndre Ayton for sure. And Mo Wagner, we'll throw him one too. All right, so we're getting all three of those guys to agree. Oh, they all accepted their qualifying offers. Okay, perfect. I don't think we really need to do anything else, to be honest with you. I think we're pretty much straight, so I'm just going to simulate through this. We have no money. Yeah, I'm good in free agency. Let's go to player progression. This team, we'll see if Brandon Ingram's the difference. I also might make a couple moves, but I think we're pretty good. So Michael Porter Jr. is a 90. B.I.'s an 89. Ayton's an 89. Fox is an 88. Sabonis is an 87. Halliburton's an 85. Reddish is an 84. Okay. Yeah, I feel pretty good about this team. So I'm going to simulate to training camps. I'll send some people there. We'll get into the third season. We'll simulate that season and see if we can do better than 62 wins like we did last year. But the most important part is seeing if we can win a championship. Okay, so I think all I want to do is bring in a backup point guard because Josh Hart doesn't need to be in the rotation, so we can trade him and TJ McConnell. And we should be pretty good. So let's see if we can do that. So Josh Hart and TJ McConnell plus a first, just because we have one left, and see if we can get a backup point guard that actually will be pretty solid to back up De'Aaron Fox. All right, Devontae Graham it is. And this rotation, they want Michael Porter Jr. starting over Brandon Ingram. That's fine. He's a better overall. I'm okay with that. All right, I am ready to simulate this year. I just want to make sure that our system is good and that we're going to be good. So 7 seconds. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to simulate season number 3. This is a championship year, folks. Don't let me down. Come on, that's all I can say. Do not let me down, team. All right, season's over. I think our win-loss record was worse than last year, and we're the number 2 seed this time, but I think we're still going to be pretty good. Brandon Ingram wins 6th Man of the Year. Shout out to him. So do we have any All-NBA members? We do not. Okay, so that's fine. We are, what are we, the 2 seed? Okay, so let's go ahead and check out the stats quick, and then let's get into this playoffs. Here they are. If you guys want to take a peek, stop and look at them, go for it. But I think we can beat this Jazz team, so we'll go game by game here. Hopefully move on to the second round, unlike last year, but it's 2-1, 2-2. We're down 3-2. Are you kidding me? This would be the biggest failure ever, not even getting out of the first round. You are kidding me. Come on. That is ridiculous. Dude, how is that team not even getting out of the first round? Like, that just doesn't make any sense. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hope you did enjoy. That was a really frustrating ending. So next time I have to be better. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Drop a like. Comment on this video what you think went wrong. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.